We're covering breaking news on the war with Iran, and maybe you're feeling the pressure at the pump back home. A lot of people are. Average price of gas is up 20 cents since Friday. It's a big percentage increase. Just so much supply stuck in the Persian Gulf. As Brandon Daniels joins us now, really a perfect person to talk to about all of this. Brandon's the CEO at Exiger, a firm that handles AI supply chain issues, and actually have it. We could pop it up from the tablet. That percentage increase, 9% since Friday, is a lot, right, Brandon? So your thing is supply chains, okay? So just big picture, you look at what's happening in this region right now, and you think what?
Thank you for having me on, Connell. And the first thing that I think is I pray for the troops that are out there in Iran right now, and hope that they all come back safely. And so that's the first thing that I think. But after that, the second thing that I think is that Strait of Hormuz that you showed a picture of is right now down to a standstill. And obviously, when you think about the Middle East, you think about gasoline, but the real pressures are not on physical fuel for the United States. I mean, there is an impact on diesel, but it's really a price impact because what you're actually having is that crude that would traditionally go to China and other areas in Asia, and then China refineries is being stopped from getting to Asia. And so it's having this incredible hike, or creating this incredible hike on prices. Now, the actual physical gasoline that's available in the United States is not in jeopardy. So you're not going to have like these standstills at the pump like you had in the 70s. But it is something where we could see prices continue to rise, especially with China's halt on exports on refined crude.
Well, yes, I wanted to talk to you about that. I'm glad you brought that up. Let me show you a couple of things here. I always travel with a telestrator. I hope you do too, Brandon. But here, crude carrier costs from the Gulf to Asia, and this increase that we see, of course, at the latter end of this chart, how much it's been going up here is obvious. You mentioned China. This graph, it shows China being the third biggest fuel exporter in Asia. But to your point now, they're saying, all right, hold on a second with this exporting. We got to be careful here with what's going on. So I guess one of the things is, if the war were to end tomorrow, are we all right? And then is there a certain point in time economically where you say, all right, now we're not all right, and this is going to take too long to get back together?
Yeah, I mean, I think the administration is taking some specific steps that'll help us. I mean, the insurance plans that they're putting out for some of the tankers, the military escorts. I mean, that was successful in stemming some of the price hikes that we saw, and you and I talked about back when the Houthi rebels were attacking tankers in the same sort of area of the Middle East. And so some of those things could actually redress some of these issues. But the thing is, I don't think that for right now, even if the war were to end abruptly, even if there was to be a negotiated peace, you could immediately start flow through Hormuz. I mean, there's still a lot of Iranian proxy activity that the United States military is going to have to keep an eye on. Again, the Houthi rebels, what we've seen in Hezbollah, what we've seen in this exact area before, a lot of it has been Iranian-sponsored terrorism, right? And so I would expect that kind of activity actually continues past any negotiated peace, and we'll have to keep some presence in the region to manage and to protect the waterways and to be good partners to our allies in the region.
Well, it was like a conversation back in the COVID time when we started, for different reasons, asking whether companies were going to make changes permanently to the way that they do business. At the time, it's like, well, man, we better not rely on China so much, that kind of thing. Remember, you and I used to talk about it. Are there those type of conversations that are happening now because of this?
Oh, 100%. And I think the United States obviously has been the most foot forward in terms of energy independence, supply chain independence. But I think that this is having a reverberating effect on Korea and on Japan, where the vast majority of their oil is coming from, the Middle East. and the vast majority of it comes through on tanker. And if you have that kind of dependency, 80-90% of a good coming from a single source, you're at severe risk of disruption. And so having a diversification strategy, I mean, for the next 20 years, Connell, it's going to be absolutely critical. And then also being able to have domestic refining, manufacturing capabilities. Crude and oil don't just produce energy. They also produce plastics. They also produce, a lot of the molds that we utilize for our electronics. They also produce the epoxies that we use. They also are the base chemicals for a lot of our pharmaceuticals. And so having those refining capabilities better distributed, I think that's something that's going to be a sticking point after even this conflict stops.
All right, Brandon, good stuff. You're always great on these issues. Such an important component of this wider story. Brandon Daniels with us. I want to run now.